Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Travel Mug Podcast. After lots of anticipation and waiting, Jen has a trip report as she recently made her way to the happiest place on earth, Disney. Jen, first of all, so happy you made it back safely, but also I cannot wait. I'm sure our listeners are the same to finally hear how a post-pandemic trip to Disney went. So, let's not wait any longer. Do tell.
I will. Megan received many panicked texts on my day. So I'm very excited to share the entire story with her. But yes, I finally made it back to Disney World after 3 years. So as I've said before, Disney is one of my favorite places, and we intend to go yearly ish. Before the pandemic, we had been averaging every 16 months ish. Of course, then pandemic happened and I haven't been there since December 2019. And a lot of things had changed. New rides had opened, new shows. There was a lot of new stuff.
Cool.
My friend was making fun of me because I don't need a map. The map is in my brain. And then
Right.
we go to one of the parks and there's walls where there wasn't walls before. And I'm like, ah!
What is happening here? This map is not equaling out. Well, I can't wait to hear about all the changes. But having said that, though, was it good for you to have something that looked different? Did that make the experience better for you?
It was really fun to see new things. I love to watch Disney YouTube. I've mentioned before that there's a YouTuber I follow called the Tim Tracker, and I have purposely avoided some of his videos so that some rides and shows wouldn't have gotten spoiled for me, that because I wanted to see them in person first. So, yes, I booked this trip pretty last minute as far as Disney is concerned. We booked it in August, and then we were just there October 17th to 20th. So we were there for 3.5 days. That's a much shorter trip than my usual. I usually go for a full week, but listen, we had to do what we had to do.
Right. These are different times.
Yes. I was a little worried going into this trip just because things had changed. The way the parks worked, you now have to make reservations for which park you're going to go to, which you didn't have to do that before. They had painted my beloved castle kind of a different color scheme.
Oh.
I know. And I will say that I do not love the new paint. So that was a little sad. I was just kind of scared that the magic would be gone for me after being away for so long and after changes.
Right.
But it really wasn't. Once I got there, despite things being a little bit different, it definitely felt like settling into an old habit, old kind of
a warm hug.
Yes, a familiar place. This episode isn't going to be a technical how to plan a Disney trip. I'm going to share what we did. I did ask on Instagram if people were interested in a planning Disney type of episodes, and you were. So I think probably in the new year, we'll do a couple of those. I'll try not to get too Disney jargony, but Disney has a lot of their own jargon. So
right. Well, we'll see.
All right. Let's start with the flight down and
why don't we?
And the drama that ensued. So we flew Halifax, Montreal, Orlando with a planned 1 hour layover in Montreal. If you're listening to our episodes before I left, you knew I was very stressed about this.
Potentially with good reason.
Oh, for very good reason, because an hour layover isn't really an hour, is it?
No.
They don't account for the fact that we close the doors 15 minutes before takeoff. So that's automatically 15 minutes gone. That's 45 minutes. And then your arrival time is not the time that they attach the jet bridge and you get off. It's the time the wheels hit the ground. So there's another 10, 15 minutes. So you're already down to 30, 35 minutes.
You have 12 minutes to make your connection.
Listen, it's not even it. And then customs and security and blah, blah, blah. So we finally get off the plane. We hustle. We're not running at this point, but we hustle and do customs. And there's a line. Like or we do security first and then customs. So we get in the customs line and there's a lot of people. And we're like, okay, well, that's really not good. And so we're like, okay, well, what else can you do? Like, we got to wait in this line. I don't know what else to do. And then there's a guy pushing his way. And I'm like, excuse me, we all have connections to make. And he was like, well, mine leaves in 5 minutes. And I was like, so does mine. And he was like, well, let's go. And I was like, oh my God, I really
if you can't beat them, join them.
That was exactly the moment that it was like, okay. But then it kind of started a whole lot of people, of course, like pushing their way through. So it was a little bit of a mess. But anyway, we got through customs and we ran. And by some miracle, the plane was still there. They had held the plane because there were so many people not on it that were supposed to be on it. So anyway, we got there and then the plane tried to take off and had a mechanical problem. So then we sat there for another 25 minutes.
Right.
So we left an hour later than we were planning to. But anyway, we got to Orlando. No problem. We took an Uber to our hotel. So we were staying at the Disney's All-Star Sports Resort. So it's a value resort. It's their cheapest, basically.
Yeah.
It's my third time staying there and it is fine.
That's where I stayed as well.
Yeah. It's kind of motel-ish. They had redone the rooms since the last time I was there. We stayed actually one room beside the room that we had stayed in December of 2019. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But they'd redone the rooms. They were really nicely redone, comfortable, totally fine, exactly what we needed. We weren't
and
there.
Not while you're there. So
not while I'm there. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's so the fact that they'd even redone them was just a bonus, it sounds like.
It did. Now it has a coffee maker. It didn't have that before, and that was real nice.
we love coffee in a travel mug.
We love that. Yes. So that first day, we finally got to go to a park. We went to Epcot first. So this time of year, fall, is Epcot's Food and Wine Festival. So they have some booths, and all of the booths are themed mostly to countries around the world with different food items. So we got some booth food, and some of it is a bit expensive for the portion size that you get.
Right.
And some of it is an okay value, but it's all delicious. So I can't complain about the taste.
Now, can I ask, is there a reason you went to Epcot first?
Yes, and it had to do with the fact that one of my friends works at Epcot. She performs in the Voices of Liberty. And so this was the only time that we were there that she was going to be performing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's why we chose Epcot that day, so that we could see her perform. So that's what we did. We rode some rides. She performed in the last show at 4:45, so we got to see her and met up with her husband, and we had dinner in Epcot at a new restaurant that has just opened in the last year, I think. So Brie de Paris. It was a crepe restaurant. It was quite delicious.
Nice. I love a crepe restaurant.
Oh, it was so good. I really enjoyed it. The evening we did some more rides and headed back to our room to sleep because we were very tired.
I bet so. But it sounds like a great first day.
It was, besides the stress of the
Sure.
Yeah.
Besides the adrenaline rush, it sounds delightful.
That's that part. Once we got there, it was all good.
Right.
So the next day we did Magic Kingdom, of course, had to go see the castle. We got there mid morning, I think. We did a few rides and then we took a break back at our hotel because we were going back in the evening for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So the Halloween party it's a separately ticketed event. So it's not included in your regular day pass. You do have to pay for it separately. The party officially kicks off at 7 p.m., but with your party ticket, you can enter at 4 p.m., which
Okay.
is a nice little bonus. Just get a lot of people don't bother doing a park ticket for that day and then just, rest up and then get in at 4. We wanted to make sure we had time to do what we wanted to do. So we went
Right.
as well. So at the party, you can like meet characters that aren't out at any other time. So Jack Skellington and Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas are a huge draw. Their line gets extremely long, like hours long to meet them. I've never done it because it's not worth it to me.
Right.
There's also like you can meet regular characters in Halloween outfits like Mickey, Daisy, Donald, Mickey, Minnie. Did I say both of them? Anyway, so typically the party, the ride wait times are shorter as well. So we did some rides, we met some characters, and then for us, or for me, the big draw of the Halloween party is the special shows, the shows that aren't shown at any other day.
Right.
So there's a Halloween parade that has such a catchy song, you will never get it out of your head. You'll sing it for the whole rest of the night.
Amazing.
And if you want to listen to it, I'm sure there's lots of videos on YouTube, but yeah, very catchy. There's a stage show with the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus, and a lot of the other villains come out for that one. And then fireworks, Halloween.
Right.
I love that fireworks show. It's my second time seeing it. This is the second time that I've done the party, and it's such a fun show. They do like projections on the castle and music and fireworks. So very fun. The Halloween party is also the only time that adults are allowed to dress in costumes. So usually they have rules about adults not being able to dress up as characters, but adults can.
Probably a good rule in a kid's park.
I mean, it is, but yeah, I was actually really disappointed in like the lack of costumes, and I don't know why. Like when I went in 2018 was the last time I did the Halloween party. There was it seemed like everybody was in costume, and then this time it seemed like half the people were in costume, which I found very interesting. But we dressed up, of course. We were Minnie and Daisy. If you're watching the video, I am wearing my Minnie ears. If you're not watching the video, you can imagine. And at the Halloween party, they also do trick-or-treating. So they give you a bag when you get into the park and you get your wristband for the party. And then you can go around to different trick-or-treating stations and they give you candy. I only went to 2 stations and still got plenty of candy. I didn't want to get too much because I had to bring it home and I only had carry-on. But I've seen like pictures of people going to the Halloween party and getting like 30 pounds of candy, and that is insane.
Wowzers.
I know. So the party ends at midnight, and then we went back to our
Look at you up at midnight.
I know. It was a late night for us. And
love it.
The next day we had big plans, which was not our best idea. Here it
Do
is.
tell. I want to hear all about it.
Okay, so the next day we were planning to hit up 3 parks in one day. So we had very little sleep. My friend that I was traveling with woke up in time to purchase Genie Plus, which if you have been to Disney before is similar to the old Fast Pass or Fast Plus system. So basically you have to pay for it, and you're paying to book a time on a ride, so you don't have to stand in the regular queue. The prices change depending on the day and the season. We paid $20 US per person to use it for that day.
Doesn't seem crazy at all.
It's not. It is if you're a family of 4.
Sure.
It is if you're using it every day of your vacation. Anyway, I'll keep explaining and then I'll talk about whether or not I thought it was worth it.
All right.
So not all of the rides are on the Genie Plus. There is one ride in each park, the biggest, most popular ride, of course, that you're able to pay to ride that one ride. So we paid to ride Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. We hadn't been on it before. Wait times are consistently long, like hours long. Last week, the week before we left, I looked and it was like a 7-hour wait for this ride.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So riding that also cost $20 per person.
Okay. Starting to add up here, Jenny.
Yeah, Disney. Yeah. So was Genie Plus worth it? Possibly. We rode 9 rides in over the 3 parks that day.
Okay.
And then some of those rides had waits that were like an hour or 2 long. So did it save us some time? Yes. Yeah. That day we tried to finish the day with fireworks at Magic Kingdom, and the park was packed. They were making announcements that Main Street USA, which is the road that leads to the castle, was at capacity, and it was crazy. And as a short person who is like 5 feet tall, when you're in a crowd of that many people, it can feel extremely claustrophobic. And we decided to bail. We're like, you know what? No, I'm tired. We've done a lot today. We were up late and then we got up early and I'm done.
Yeah, I could see that. I remember being 100% exhausted every single day, so I totally see that.
Yeah. I mean, I have a little bit of regrets of not being able to see that fireworks show in person, mostly because it is ending in March. We might make it back in February, but I don't know. So it is what it is. I didn't see it. We bailed.
Right.
So the next day, our last day, we went to Animal Kingdom, got to ride 2 of our favorites. So we did Kilimanjaro Safaris. We did Avatar Flight of Passage, which we paid $13 to ride that one to avoid the 90-minute wait. The friend I was traveling with, she's gluten-free. So Disney is great with food allergies. So Disney food was on her priority list. So there's a restaurant in Animal Kingdom called the Nomad Lounge. They have gluten-free churros. So she loves that place. So we went over there. There was like an hour. They said it was an hour wait to get a table. They took our phone number and they would text us when it was ready. So 90 minutes later, we're like, perfect. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We ordered some like lattes and we ordered some food, like actual food before we got churros. I had like 2 bites of this delicious chicken and rice and veggie bowl. And then the fire alarm went off. And we had to be evacuated away from our lunch.
And was it like a portable bowl?
I should have grabbed it. I did not.
I literally saw that food and I thought, well, she's posting it so I know she's safe. But B, did she take the food with her? This was literally my thought process.
I should have taken the food and the coffee, but I didn't. A lady took her glass of wine. We saw her walking away with her glass of wine.
Priorities. See, that lady knew. That lady knew.
It was just so like, I mean, obviously I've never been evacuated from a restaurant before at all, and not at Disney. We were just like, what is going on? We were sitting outside too. So it was just like, anyway, it was really weird. So anyway, they were like, we'll text you when we're able to reopen. They weren't sure if there was an actual fire or if somebody just pulled the thing, but the fire department, of course, has to come and check everything over and make sure everything's okay. So we did get to go back and I ordered my chicken bowl again and we got some churros and we had another coffee and everything was okay.
Wonderful. I'm glad at least you got to re-enjoy for the second time.
It was wild. It was a delicious chicken. I was so sad when we had, I mean, you could still like see our table. But my food's right there.
Food's right there. I should have taken that. Yeah.
Next time I'll take the food.
That's right. Priorities, Jen.
Priorities. So the last evening of our trip, we went back over to Epcot. There was a few more rides we wanted to do. We were planning on having dinner in Epcot, but because our lunch got pushed to 4 o'clock, we were not hungry for dinner.
Right.
So we really wanted to ride Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. It was new to us. It had opened in the last year. The posted wait time was 80 minutes. And we're like, well, let's get in line. But we ended up waiting for over 2 hours, and it wasn't really worth that wait, which is sad.
Right.
It's very screen heavy, so like a lot of watching screens. And for me, as a person who does get motion sickness,
Yeah.
I had to shut my eyes a lot on that one. So that was unfortunate.
Yeah, that happened with us too. My dad, we all get motion sickness, but my dad gets it the worst. And there was the Bart Simpson ride, like this was 2011, and he sweat right through his shirt onto me. It
Oh
was,
no.
yeah, it was not good. And then we waited really long in line for the Harry Potter ride, which was new at the
Yeah.
time. And that also had some screens, but it wasn't as screen oriented, and he did much better than that. So I totally
That's
understand
so
what you're
funny
saying.
because we went to Universal in 2011 and rode the Harry Potter ride, and it was the first thing we did, and I was out of commission for the rest of the day. I was severely
Really?
from that one. Yeah, that one was rough. And I don't do, like, at Disney, I do not do Star Tours at all. I can't do it. There's a new ride, Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot, that I didn't even attempt to go on because I had heard so many things about people who are prone to motion sickness getting like really sick on that one. And I was like, not worth it. So I just
Right.
didn't do that one.
Can I ask if you rode the Tower of Terror?
We did not. We
Oh,
talked
that's
about it. I
devastating.
know. I do like the Tower of Terror. We talked about it. The wait time was really long, and we couldn't get like a Genie Plus for it that day.
Mm,
So we ended up not riding it, which is kind of unfortunate because I do like
I
that one.
like it a lot. That's probably was my fave.
So
All right, carry on. I'd love to hear more about these wait
let's
times.
talk about the wait times, because I did a very interesting experiment, which I've never done before. I took notes of every ride that we rode, the posted wait times, what time we got in line, and what time we got on the ride. So I have the data from all of our rides. We rode 28 rides over the 3.5 days, and only 3 times did we wait longer than what was posted. Almost every single time it was shorter than what was posted. I think there was 2 times where it was actually the wait time that it was posted.
Okay.
Some like times it was half of what was posted, or like even less. So
Feels
it's
like a worst case scenario almost in
it's
terms of the wait times.
it's very interesting, and I I'll speculate on why they might be doing it. I think they're either A, trying to move people around the park. So you're looking at your app, you're seeing a high wait time over here and a lower wait time over here. So maybe you'll go over here. Maybe. B, they're encouraging you to buy Genie Plus so that you think you're saving time in line.
I'm going to go with a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
Yes. Yes. I can't imagine that Disney does not have the technology in place to, they're tracking you where you are in the park. You have your phone, it has Bluetooth, you're looking at the map. They know where people are. You're scanning, you're wearing a Bluetooth enabled magic band that you're they know where
Right.
people are. So
Right.
in a creepy kind of way, in a way, but I mean, we Disney people, we sign up for it.
Every
So
single time.
I'll do it with a smile on my face if it has a Mickey on it. So anyway, it is really interesting. I've never done an experiment like that before, so I can't compare it to any other time
Right.
I've gone to Disney. But of course, it does make you happy when you wait, when it's posted as, when we did Safari, it's posted as 65 minutes. We waited 35. Like, that's a huge difference. But you're happy about it. So like, why do you care?
And then you forget, like, oh, it was this long. Like, and that's interesting because, it does make you forget that you actually waited at all when you really waited, still
Yeah.
35 minutes of your time. So
Yeah.
it's human beings are very interesting
Very,
creatures.
yes. The only time, so when we were in the Remy's Ratatouille Adventure ride and it was posted as 80 minutes, we're in the line and it was moving, but it wasn't moving very fast. They actually made announcements that the wait time would be longer than was advertised, which I thought was really interesting because I've never heard them do that before, but I assume that they thought people were going to be angry about that.
Trying to head that off, probably.
So overall, some highlights from our trip was, of course, seeing my friend perform at Epcot. She has gotten this role since the last time we were there, so that was really cool to see her.
Yeah.
The Halloween party, amazing. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Rise of the Resistance, that ride honestly was worth the extra cost, in my opinion. I'm not even a huge Star Wars person. Like, I've seen the movies, but I'm not a super fan or anything like that.
Right.
But the ride experience, the whole thing's not a ride, but the experience is like 18 minutes long. So you really, even if you wait a while in line, you feel like you're getting something out of the wait. Whereas like Remy's, we waited 2 hours and it was a 3-minute ride. So your return on investment doesn't seem
right.
fair.
Right. That makes sense.
We went to a new restaurant, sort of. It's called the Baseline Tap House in Hollywood Studios. I would say it's a bit of a little hidden gem because it's little like tucked in. We got a giant pretzel and a cider, and it was just really nice place to like relax, and I had never been there before. And yeah, like I said, I got to ride 3 new rides to me. So Rise of the Resistance, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. They're all fun. I love.
Now, overall, before we talk about your adventure home, I just had a couple of questions. So I wanted to know, and while you were gone, I actually read an article on CNN, and it was an American person speaking in the article, but just sort of talking about being priced out of Disney, that things have just become, and I understand prices have risen for everything, but what would you say? Like, what's your opinion in terms of maybe last time you were there versus prices now? Have things skyrocketed? Some things have, some things haven't. What did you notice?
Yeah, definitely a lot more add-ons, of course, with the like Genie Plus and the purchasing certain rides separately. Food, it's hard for me to compare because in the past we've always done the dining plan, which can be a good value for your money or can't be depending on your eating habits. I liked it, and I think we mostly broke even on it. I liked it because it was prepaid in advance. So you didn't think about it while you were down there. The dining plan is not currently being offered. And they haven't said that it's coming back, but they haven't said that it's not coming back. So it's kind of in this weird limbo as far as like food prices on the menus. I think they're maybe a little bit higher, but not crazy. Of course, our Canadian dollar versus the American dollar right now is not
garbage.
So that part, of course, adds onto your trip. But yes, I mean, Disney is a business and they want to milk as much from you as they can get. Ears went up in price by $5 the week before I went, so that was fun.
Cruel.
I still bought 2 pairs, so like there it is. Yeah, I mean, they want the most amount of people in their parks paying the most that they can. And
and I mean that makes sense. I think it's just one of the, and it's not necessarily just Disney. Everywhere is doing it, everything is doing it. It's one of those things. I was just reading, and it's just a shame because that's where little kids want to go, and then their parents have to do if they want to make that happen for them, anything they can, and it's just the price is just rising and rising. And in any major like changes since the last time you went that made it better or took away from the experience for you, or was it just as amazing as you had imagined in the last 3 years?
I would say the changes didn't take away from my experience in a way that I was left feeling disappointed, if that makes sense. The changes in you have to make a park reservation. it's kind of annoying. It takes away a bit of the spontaneity, but we still do make dining reservations in certain parks. And previously with the Fast Pass Plus system, you could make a Fast Pass reservation 60 days in advance. So you were essentially choosing what park you were going to go to that day anyway.
Right.
So that it is annoying in the fact that they can sell out of reservations and you could potentially not get the park you want if you don't make them far enough in advance. The other thing about park hopping, so park hopping is when you go from one park to another in the same day. You have to pay an add-on onto your regular ticket in order to do that. It's not included in like a base ticket. Right now, you can't park hop until 2 p.m. So whatever park you've made a reservation for that day, you have to go to that one first, and then you can't go into another park until 2 p.m. That part's kind of annoying to me.
Okay.
But did it take away from our trip at all? No. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Now talk to us about how you got home.
Let's talk about going home. So we did the same flight. We did Orlando, Montreal, Halifax. Of course, we left Orlando a little late. Of course we did. We got to Montreal. We had to run. We knew this time. We knew that we were going to have to run. So we literally got off the plane and we started running. Customs was quick. Like that part didn't really hold us up. We didn't have to go through security again, which I thought was weird. We were going, like, we got off the plane, had to run, went through customs, and we just kept following the signs. And a bunch of places they scanned our boarding pass, but we never had to go through security again, which was nice because that would hold us up. I was also angry because I had thrown out my, I don't know how many dollar bottle of freaking Fiji water I bought from Starbucks that I was like, I could have not thrown that out, but I did because I was going through security again. Anyway, it's just a long way. One end of the airport to the other. We ran. We barely made it. I won't book this flight again. I have learned my lesson.
Finally, the lesson has learned.
Oh, and I know, Megan, you're like, oh, if only someone would have told you not to book a tight connection, you genius. We've talked about this. And I think it's because I had never personally had to run to catch a flight. And now I have, and I don't wish to do it again.
Yeah, we've ran once and it's no fun. It's a horrid feeling.
Oh, it's horrible. It's not. Yeah. So, yeah, we got home into Halifax at like 3:30 p.m. I killed time in Dartmouth Crossing with my friend because I was meeting my family to go to Michael Bublé in Halifax.
I didn't know you were doing this, and I saw your post at this concert and I thought, she has lost her mind.
She has lost her mind. She has lost her damn mind. So I beat my way through the Michael Bublé concert, and by the time I got home to Liverpool, I'd been awake for like 23 hours. Don't recommend doing that. The concert was really good.
I mean, that's at least something, right?
Well, we had bought the Michael Bublé concert tickets 3 years ago because the concert was supposed to be in May of 2020, and then it was supposed to be March of 2021, and then it was October 2022. So when it didn't even feel like it was going to actually happen.
Right. Well, that's kind of cool that it actually did.
It did actually happen. But yeah, that's it. That was my trip.
That's a whirlwind, man.
It was a whirlwind of a week. It's weird that all of that happened in a Monday to Friday span.
It is.
But I did enjoy getting home on a Friday and then having Saturday, Sunday. I literally did nothing. I did nothing. I just sat on the couch and like decompressed from what happened.
Excellent. Yeah. As you should have. I mean, what else were you gonna do? My goodness.
I was tired. The day, like the night before we flew home, I slept for 2.5 hours before we flew home. It was Yeah.
I'm tired just thinking about it.
Ooh, me too. But yeah, that's what I did. Like I said earlier, we will do some more like Disney planning type episodes in the new year. So we can talk to you about what to do, how to plan, what the heck does Park Hopper, Genie plus all of that crap even mean? Because
Right.
he's got its own dictionary and it can be overwhelming if you don't know what it is.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's all we have for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. You can support the show on Buy Me a Coffee. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We love reading those. And we would also appreciate it if you shared the show with a travel/Disney loving pal. And you can find us on our website, travelmugpodcast.com, social media at Travel Mug Podcast. I'll be sharing all kinds of Disney photos this week and next week. So we'll chat with you again soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone.